Alright, in this video we are going to show you how to use a fixture table for beginners on making simple frames, rectangular, square, with some pins and some clamps and all that good stuff, so stay tuned. Chris Wojnarski back again, another welding fabrication video for you guys, and today is October 24th, 2025. Today's weather forecast in Dunedin, Florida is about 85-ish degrees, give or take. It's a little warm, but a little cool, so we're getting there. Back to it. All right, here's this little frame I got to build. It's two squares like this. Had to drill some holes in it, but actually the customer that got it, it's a rectangle, 20 by 18, and then two of these, one on the bottom, one on top up here, and then some straight legs that go all the way around it, and needed some holes drilled. But the customer, they ordered the metal from somebody and somebody cut it already for them. I don't know who it was. It was like some online place or something. I don't know. They ordered it and I guess had it cut. It's kind of a pain to grind all this mill scale. Actually, somebody ground some of the mill scale, but it rusted over, so they had it outside or something for a while. So it just got rusty again. So I had to do all that and everything. But anyway, that's not really part of this video. But I just want to show you one more other thing. It's like they cut it perfectly with the saw to make their 45 miter, and then this side, it's like they cut them all one side with the saw, was able to cut it. Then this side, they did it with a porta band or something, because all of them on one side is just the cuts are way off. Some are like jaggedy, big gaps and stuff. You could see kind of like right up there, there. It's hard to make miters perfectly good, but I think they didn't know that with a miter cut you could cut your thing, and then to do the other side, if your saw doesn't miter that way, you just flip your piece like this, set it up on like a square tubing that's 2 by 2 or whatever to pop this up a little bit, and then you could clamp that down and chop your 45 like that. So one way to do it. But anyway, back to this, and hopefully you can hear me okay over the welder. Actually, I'll turn the water cooler off, because last video I did on a mag drill, that was pretty loud. I don't think my noise cancellation was on the mic or something, but hopefully it works better for this. But I kind of had all the stuff set up, so kind of gave away some of it, but I'll just show you how I do it now. So let's see if we could do a little teaching for you guys, and I think I need 20 by 18, so let me just remeasure this one. 20 by 18. So that's my size I need. So what I'm going to start with, let me bring you up a little up here. Okay, so our measurements are 20 inches by 18 inches, and we got our rectangle pieces. And let's just show you. So this is why this is most of the fixture table tooling that we have is just pins and a variety of clamps. We won't really have that other like fancy fireball stuff, but we could get away with a lot of this stuff. So pins you could find on Amazon or something, and just put it right in. The square ones are a little better, but the circle ones are okay. So what I do is I don't go to the bottom one right here, this bottom hole. I go right up one so I could put the clamps around, but actually I put one there, so the corner goes right in there, and then I'll put right there, one right there, so I got a little right angle to start it off at first, and start it like this. Ready? So that's like that, and then that's an 18-inch piece. This is a 20-inch piece, and that way they're like that. And I could butt it up that way, butt it up this way, and I got room to tack it over here. So I could start with that, and then find my other piece, which would be this piece right here and right there. So I'll put the other pin right here, another one right there, and this piece will only go right there, so I'll have to put the pins back here. That pin's a little tight. Or it might be the hole. Okay, so now we got a gap. That's our problem right there. Let's see if you can see that pretty good. Yeah, so now I have a gap right here, and right here. So if I bring it, my gap right there and right there, now you got two. You could do it a couple ways. I mean, measure your pins like that. I like to measure from here to the pin. So it's already buttoned up against that way. And I'll measure to the pin, and it's 19. So if your thing's 2 inches on center, it should be pretty accurate. It shouldn't be like 19 and 5/8 or something, unless you have a lot of wobble and something. So that's 1 inch. 1 inch right there to the pin. And then I already know this one's 1 inch too. So if I butt it up like that to this pin over here, 21. So I got to minus an inch, so that'd be another inch. So what I do is I just have, I'll show you over here, come along to my little stash over here. This is like some shim stock I have up here, all different sizes. It's a little messy right now. Keep a little bit right in there, and over here, all different sizes too. I use this for all different stuff. So that's what I'm doing. Put you over here, maybe that's a little better. So now I need 1 inch for each way. So this one, I know I need an inch right here, and just like that, that fits in. Wow, that's a horrible cut right there. So that, wow, this guy's got some bad cuts. And then for the last one, right here, which it's not gonna fit because their cuts were too big. So it's too big, so I gotta trim a little bit off of one. So let me show you something. Which is fine, it's too big right there, so you just trim a little bit off the corner until it fits in, and even if it's a little gap or something, you still butt it up to the end and you'll have your perfect outside measurement. But man, look at that gap. Jeez, these people. Ay, ay, ay. I'm gonna cut this side, so you could pick one side to cut. I'm gonna pick that side, and I'm gonna do this if I can. Let's redo this. So that's 1 inch too, which I might have to trim that one, but I want to trim this one too. That is a horrible cut. Jesus, look at that thing. Like, this is nice and straightish. I don't know what they cut that thing with. It's going up like, oh man. Here, I'll show you for instance. Jeez. See what I got to work with? That's why sometimes it's not always fun to take on people's projects. It's either easier just to do it yourself sometimes, but it's kind of a favor. So now, it's alright, even if it's still big, besides that cut or whatever, sometimes it happens. So you just take it to the saw, nip a little bit off the end, bring it back. If it fits, great. If not, you got to take it back to the saw and do a little bit more. So here we go. All right, so I got my saw set on 45. Yeah, and this side looks good. Looks like they would just chop it, but this one doesn't do a double miter. So what you do is you grab yourself whatever size you have to lift it up, flip your piece over like that, if that makes sense. Don't have it right there so you're not cutting through it. And put it right through, and boom, now you can mark it. You just got to mark the opposite way and move some things around, but we'll just chop this and bring it back for you guys. All I'm going to do is just take a light little slim cut out of there, and maybe like a 1/16, just about the size of the blade, and just chop it from there. Ready? Now I did bevel the end on that, so I'm going to bevel a little bit, but man, look at that cut now, because it's so far off. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, we got our cut, and I think I'm going to have to trim this one too. I'm not sure yet, but I'm almost positive. Yeah, just a hair, and hopefully that'll fit in alright after that. So we'll trim this one a little bit more than a hair, and we'll be right back. Right, folks? Great. All right, we ready? Let's see. I cleaned it up and deburred it and put a little bevel on it. And now we got a little bit of a gap. I probably didn't need to trim that one, but that's all right. I should have just trimmed this one first and went for that. So now we got a little gap. It's hard to tell when the cuts are like that, but nothing that big of a deal, nothing that we can't deal with. So now if you butt them all up like that, you should have your perfect measurement. So 20 inches, 18 inches. So that's how it is. And time to clamp it down. It's good to have a variety of clamps. I'll show you our little clamp set right here. You can make your own. Just bought these off like Amazon, and they were just normal clamps like this. And I think we just chopped the bottom of the clamp off about right here, made some little pins. You can even get, you don't have to make a pin like that. We made them like that in a lathe. You can buy a bolt, a shoulder bolt, like a 5/8 bolt if there's a 5/8 holes. So that works too. So you could do that. Made shorter ones like this. The long ones are kind of nice too in a way, because you can lift it up like that and it bites in like that, bites in like that. But sometimes they're not good too, because if you got to get under something and this thing's in your way, you're hitting that. So a little bit of each, and got some of these ones, the bar style clamps that came like that. Chopped that end off, welded that on, and same thing like this but without the ratchet in one. And I think that's about it. That's all we have. I just got some mini ones the other day off Amazon. Gonna make 2 of them, chop the end off and put something on, have a little mini clamp too. C-clamp like this, and this is a quick one with the button on it. Kind of nice, not as strong as a regular C-clamp, but pretty cool. So you don't got to go spending a fortune on stuff. Some of the other ones are nicer, so you get what you pay for, but these things work pretty good for light to medium work. All right, so let's get back to this. Quit wasting your time, right? Sorry guys. So I'm gonna clamp one right here and make sure to butt up like that, butt up like that, clamp it down. You don't gotta crank them super tight depending on what you're doing. Some people hog tie them tight down, but you don't always need to go super tight because you'll ruin your tools, especially lightweight stuff like this. So this one, butt it up like that, butt it up like that. Good. And one more. Oop, see, this one's not up like that. Gotta put it up like that and like that. And I think we're good right there, folks. Actually, I don't like how big of a gap that is, so I'm going to put 2 clamps on this. That's what I did before. There we go. So that's pretty much it. Now it should be right on the money with our measurement. 20, 20, and I'll show you after this. 18 on the dot. 18 on the dot. So that is good. Alright, so now let's just double check it for you to show you in person. 18 on the dot. I don't know how well you can see that. Hang on. So now let's just check it in person to show you. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. About 18 on the dot. Plus or minus a 64th, not even. Sorry, bear with me. Yeah, you could get the point. 18 on the dot. Here, this one you can see a little better. 20 on the dot. Hair over. It's not even a 64th over. It's like right on the other edge of the line. Same thing. So, that's your thing. Just suck it up that way, that way, that way. Obviously, you got a little bit like that. That's why the square ones are a little bit better, because the square ones don't pivot as much like that. But plus or minus a 64th, not even, can't beat that. So now we got two of them exactly the same size, but look at look at that gap in that one. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. Whoa, buddy, that's a big gap. Over there, that's a big gap, and then these two are good. If I cut it myself, I could have had it a lot closer, but that is okay. Same thing with this. That was just the bad cuts and everything. So that's just one way of doing it. I think I learned that trick from actually Fireball Tools. Jason, he made a video on it too, using it like that. So pretty much it's so simple. Once you learn how to do that, you can make a lot of frames and a lot better, more accurate. So it doesn't matter if one's just a hair off one way, it'll be perfectly square now, because now you got your pins and everything. And so that's my little tech tip of the day. I know I showed that in other videos of mine. Yeah, I know I showed that in other videos of mine, but this will be a little extra video because I didn't really get one in for the week. My schedule's been a little messed up for putting the videos out. I've been doing it like on Friday instead of Monday or Tuesday. Gotta get a little more consistent. I like to have it like Monday or Tuesday and maybe an extra one towards the end of the week. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and I made another video on that, so stay tuned for that. And I got plenty of other videos coming soon. Still working on this video of when we made this. I want to get that out for you guys. It's just like a 10-hour video, and it's going to take a long time to edit that, so it might be more of a time-lapse video, but I'd like to get that out definitely by the end of the year. The welding positioner video, making one of those, that's another one a couple of you has been asking for, making that. So trying to get on some stuff, and some of my videos haven't been doing as good lately. I don't know why. Maybe they're not that good. Like some of them got like 100, 200, 300 videos or views or whatever. It's like everybody's views been going down. Not just my channel, but other people's too this past 6 months or so. But hopefully we'll start picking it back up again or something. But yeah, so that was my little tutorial on fixture tabling, whatever you want to call it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and let me know if you have a better idea or way of doing it. And we'll see you on the next one. Chris Wojnarski, over and out. And here you go, one last thing. Two perfectly, almost perfectly shaped squares. Not too bad, right? Right on the money, people.